Hello and welcome to Tabletop Oddity. My name is Jay, and today I just want to talk about the web app for the squad builder for X-Wing 2.0 that FFG have put on their website. Now, I just want one, it's out, right? Let's talk about that. Two, it's not. There's some problems. There's a few things that aren't particularly ideal. I won't necessarily go through them all, but the first one that struck me is that the iOS and the Android version of it isn't out now, but it's coming. In my opinion, I'm not a developer or anything like that. It feels like that could have possibly should have been ready at release, maybe. You know, I don't know why. They'll have the reasons, I'm sure. And there's a couple of bugs and stuff like that. So I won't go through all the bugs, just a couple, but we'll have a look at it and we'll just see what we all think about it, basically. This is how it looks. You're on the website. You can't see because my head's in the way, but you can log in. I think that just uses your FFG account. And then there's a variety of different things. Obviously, new and saved squads are fairly self-explanatory. I quite like the idea of having the patch notes, so when they do any drastic changes or any changes, it's going to go there and you can quite clearly see. I'm very intrigued if your old list will update and you can see you know, the point changes on it. Maybe that'd be interesting to see how that works. Having the card database so you can literally look at all the cards, fantastic, great news. I still think the wiki might be a bit easier to do that, but that's amazing and I really appreciate that. My collection is interesting because in my collection, yep, you can add, fantastic again, you can add all the stuff you have, but what I don't like is that the conversion kit sort of presumes you have all of the ships that were the old ones. Like I can't add, like, let's say I had a decimator or something, I can't specifically add that ship and the conversion kit and it just know that I've got everything for the decimator. It just thinks I've got everything in the conversion kit, which is true, but I don't have the ships, if that makes sense. Whereas on possibly a different squad builder, which a lot of people prefer, I'm probably one of them, yet another squad builder 2.0 or YASAB, when you're talking in your collection there, you can literally add in specific ships and add in the expansions. And yeah, I feel like we possibly should have that. So they're my two, like that's one of my personal bugbears, but that's fine. And then there are actual issues. Well, no, we'll get onto them in a minute. This bit, if you're trying to make a list with everything, you need to make sure you're on extended. Because if you just went on second edition, it's only the ships and upgrades that have come out in second edition. So let's say you had Han Solo's Rebel faction, you won't that won't be here. It will just be see what I mean? It's just the ones that have come out for 2.0. Fine, not interested, we're not going to save it. So you need to make sure you're on extended and then you can click it. Fine, right? I really enjoyed the custom element. We don't necessarily you know, maybe you're making a tournament between your friends or something, you can use that. This variance will be very interesting. There are a couple here. I personally haven't looked through these, but you know, that's interesting to see. You could run a tournament with the tournament, could be run with them. Fantastic. Anyway, that's the whole of the app, basically, apart from the actual making of your squad builders. Now, which of these can have turrets? The problem is because I'm not very good at the game. I'm not that knowledgeable at the minute. I'm not even sure what can have what, but turrets are a bit of an issue because, well, not just turrets, but there's quite a few different issues. You can see here it says weapon range, no bonus. You look at the card, it doesn't make any sense. They don't match up. And that actually applies. There's a couple of things that don't work properly. I think variable cost upgrades, like I think the hull and the shield upgrades, I just hit the mic, they're not working. I think they're coming through as 0 points. Not ideal. And if you've saved a squad, which I hope I've saved a squad, I have. You can share it, but you can't necessarily do it into an easy. Like, I think you can't do it into an easy text format. I think this might share the link. I've never tried this. Yeah, it shares the link, which isn't amazingly ideal. The PDF is okay, looks fine. That'll probably be interesting for tournaments. Dead easy to like print out. I think sharing this is just sharing the link though. Yeah, so there's a couple of problems. They're not. I mean, they probably are game breaking if you tried to abuse them when you went to a full-on proper tournament, but they're not like amazingly bad or anything. They're just what I would deem as unfortunate. I think, yeah, it's weird because I don't want to directly compare the FFG thing to the yet another squad builder. Obviously the graphics and the way it's all done is very different. Yeah, no, Squad Builder is literally like drop down boxes, so that could be much easier for all I know. But FFG, not a small company, they're pretty big enough to like have decent developers getting this ready. Now, they've at least known about it for probably 6 months. When they decided to do it like this, is I would guess maybe a year ago. That possibly just my supposition. They've had time to do it. It's what I really think. If I'm being honest, they've had time, and I think we should have had the apps on the mobile devices, and the bugs could have been ironed out a little bit. Like, I don't know if there's a test environment or they could have given it to some players, secretly, that kind of thing. I don't want to slag them off too much, but I think they could have done better. Is what I'm saying. It's just an opinion. Don't hate me. I think the idea of the app, fantastic. Love it. Great idea. And I think ultimately this will be a fantastic thing for X-Wing going forward. I know for certain that I need to get on there and start making my list. The downside is I need to find out what ships I actually have, because I was going to add them into the thing and then build my list. But now if I'm using the official one, I'll have to go and find out what ships I actually have bought. But yeah, that's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Have you tried it out? What do you think about the app in the long term? I think it's a great idea, can't lie. Yeah. Am I going to use it a lot? I don't know. I might use the other one. The yet another squad builder. Let me know your thoughts. If you like this video, don't like this video. It's just me very briefly mentioning that there's a web app, then that's fine. Do subscribe though. If you're anybody who supports me on Patreon, there'll be a link here. I honestly really appreciate that. If you want to help me out there, like every little helps. That's like Tesco in it. But yeah, honestly, I do honestly mean that. And come join me on Discord and Facebook. We have some fun times. Have a beautiful day and goodbye. Bye guys.